Cambodia in 1997. I was 14, still very young. I was very happy to go because I could get away from school. I didn't have to study. That's what I thought. And so we were there because the brainchild of the NGO is actually started by my father. And his goal from the time we were very young has always been, he's trying to find solutions to train the poor people to, of course, to live a good life. And he started with mind science, mind control, and because mind control is very expensive and it's only for the rich. And he realized that this can actually help the poor, but the poor cannot get it because it's too expensive. And I'm sure none of you have ever joined any mind. Yeah, mind. It's very, very expensive, but it's very, very powerful. But also it's very limited. It's very short term. The results are very short term. So he was researching more and more. So basically the program has been researched over 26 years. The program that I will share with you has been developed and that we are continuing to develop. What was the goal of SOLS at that time was just to try to develop programs that can help the young and especially youths to gain some kind of education. Because we believe strongly that the only way out of poverty is education. That's the only way, there's no other way. You cannot go on giving people money, you cannot build infrastructure, it won't work because the people themselves will not be responsible, will not appreciate it, or will not be able to maintain it. So you need to actually educate people if you want to help them, and especially the poor. So we started testing out our programs, English programs, and then we realized that the main two things, the main thing at that time to get a job was communicate in English. And if you can't communicate in English, you can't get a job, even in Cambodia or any poor country. That was always an advantage. So we developed our English training program. And again, we don't do it the normal way where most people, teach English the way you teach English or American. You've got to teach English as a second language, not as a first language. And of course, we are kind of an NGO. I mean, we are an NGO, an international NGO. We started from a small home, but we grew. But we are not like normal social entrepreneurs, where social entrepreneurs, their focus is making money and then helping the community. Ours is helping the community. But to do this, we got to generate money to continue this. We can't keep getting donations. Anyhow, we never got donations. But we can't create that model because that is not sustainable. Exactly. So what we realized is in the beginning, everything was funded by my father when he was teaching in the university. In the mornings, the money would be pumped into, we had only 16, 18 kids. But slowly it grew and we couldn't do this. So we started realizing that people started liking our English programs. And what we did was, so for the poor who come and live with us, it's free. And those who want to study this program, like a tuition center, we pay, like a training center. So that's when we developed a model that the part-time program students pay. So we call it a full-time program, which is a boarding program. It's a 2-year boarding program. And a part-time program, and the course is 3 to 6 months. And this one they pay. But still, we had to make it very, very cheap. So we used to charge something like $3, about 10 ringgit a month, so that everybody could afford it. I was very successful, at 15, 16 years old. This is about 11, 12 years ago, and I was already earning about 4,000 or 5,000 ringgit. That's a lot of money, and I was very young and I was alone in Malaysia. I mean, I was with my family, but my dad and everyone was in Cambodia, so I was with my extended family, and I was free, and I was richer than all my uncles and aunties. So it really messed me up, money makes you crazy, makes you arrogant, and when you're young and you don't have good guidance around you, and I had no problem with anything. I got all the money I had. I was very popular. I was a mini celebrity in Malacca. And it was bad. It was really bad because it made me very arrogant. So I decided that at that time I realized, shit, if I go on like this, I won't be able to be very, very successful, because I know that eventually people will hate you. And that's when I decided to go to Cambodia just for 1 year. So the goal was go to Cambodia, get my character in order, come back.
To change,
yeah, to change and then come back and then do business, And I was also offered to start up the Indonesia wanted to open a multimedia super corridor, so they invited me to be one of the lead engineers. So I was very excited about that. You know, Indonesia Jakarta. You know, so the goal was just 1 year or 6 months. But then once I went there and from 5,000 ringgit to 50 cents in my wallet, you know, and selling my TV and motorbike because we didn't have food in the school and stuff, it really changed me, and I fell in love with the work. You know, and I realized that this is something more fulfilling, and I was always sure of myself that I can earn a lot of money, so money wasn't my problem. And I realized that, you know, let me do this for another few years, and then I got stuck in it. Basically, it's our love for the poor. The same like for me, you know, I've been offered to be associate professor in many universities and earn a lot of money. Even start my own university. I can start a university tomorrow. But then my purpose is not to make money. My purpose is not to become rich and famous. My purpose is to actually serve the poor. So it's a personal direction. And this NGO, everyone who joins, their goal is, we are very powerful people who want to help the poor. Because you see, most NGOs is always, if you fail in the business world or you cannot get a good job in the corporate world, you work in the NGO. You know, and we don't like that philosophy. But that's the way it is. You can't get a good job in New York in the corporate, go and join UN New York. You know, that's the logic that a lot of people are doing. But we believe that we must change this. We must show that that running systems for the poor must be done professionally. You must have very powerful people. I mean, look at Mother Teresa. She is a very, very powerful person, and she is in the NGO. Even I can't remember which, was it Iranian lady that won the Nobel Peace Prize? Yeah? Yeah. And she is so powerful and so dynamic and so brilliant. But where is she? Is she making money or is she helping people? She's helping people. And this is the way we need to move forward. You know, not by doing it the easy way and make money and proof, no. But coming to your point, where if you don't make money, then you close, you don't survive. That's why we have to develop these models, you know, to be sustainable. And you need supplementary. That's why I was doing dates. It's a supplementary way. I was doing manpower. It's a supplementary way. You know, but we believe that once we have developed and the Science of Life module really ready for the world, then a lot of governments will pay us a lot of money. You know, the whole understanding of social entrepreneurship is there must be a very strong focus on the group that you are helping, in whatever way. You know, if for example, let's take the idea of Google. They wanted to actually help people get access to information and free. Right? The goal was it should be free. Everyone should access it. And so once we achieve this goal, now how do we make it? How do we make money? And they realize that because they reach out so much, then they can make advertising money. And that's a great social enterprise. That's why today they're one of the richest in the world. Because they got the right model. You know, the goal was not just to make money, the goal was to help people. You know, the same like AirAsia. Well, I like AirAsia because the goal was not to just make money, but how can you let everyone fly, right? The other way, where we start the business first and then get the license and then bring in the students, that would have been a better way, because that's just the way things work in Malaysia. You know, if we had started the business model first, then we would have been more successful in terms of licensing. So I think that in the future, when we start programs in different states, we will start that way first. Because the most difficult thing is not education license, is boarding license. This is impossible to get. I will show we have dorms upstairs. Because of a lot of, you know, in Malaysia, a lot of fire cases, burning buildings, because, yeah, safety. So we did it the other way. We brought the students to stay first, and then we did the license where we didn't know that is more difficult. Also in terms of we realized that volunteers cannot volunteer for long. You know, you need to pay them money eventually. Of course, we pay allowances, but we need to pay better salaries. So that's why now we're working very hard to try to develop, because we believe our way of generating money will be from Science of Life. through the programs that we promote to the universities, to colleges, to schools, to the government, to different agencies. We believe we make a lot of money there, then we can start paying salaries. So this is another big challenge to get a solid team. People can be passionate for 1 or 2 years or 3 years, but then they need to get married, they need money, and then it becomes more difficult. Also, you need to build connections. You definitely need to build connections. We've learned this the hard way also. I think for young people today, I always say give a damn about your community in any small way, even in an environmental way. Make your company more environmental friendly. That is a big benefit to your community. Don't just think about profit gain. And if you really can't help the community, at least help your team. Make sure everybody in the team is united, is working together, is happy. And when everybody is happy, the company will be successful. Because the most important asset of the company is not your physical assets, but it's the human assets. And everybody knows this, but they don't understand this. I think as young people right now, you still have a lot of time, and instead of clubbing so much and racing and stuff, I think if people can actually start spending time to focus on their own development, personal development, and start focusing on building, helping people around them, friends, family, I think that's a good start. If you really want to be a big businessman or a businesswoman or a successful person in the professional industry, I think you should start now. And you have a lot of your life to enjoy. A lot of people think that once they start working they cannot enjoy, but it's not true, because once you start working you have more money to enjoy. And if you balance it well, you can make good time. Some of my friends who are about my age are earning well, and they can travel, they can eat good stuff, because they have prepared well in university time. So when they start working, they can have a balance. They don't have to work 18 hours, 16 hours a day. They can do 8 hours. And also, secondly, a lot of people say this, but a lot of people don't understand it. Like, make your profession your passion, or make your passion your profession. And it doesn't mean that, okay, if I'm passionate about sleeping, I make that a profession. No, you find something. Yeah, you find something like if you're into marketing, you have to choose something. If you're into marketing, then become passionate about it. Love it. Go for excellence. Don't just do it to make, but love the thing. If you're interested in accounting, do it. If you're interested in science, do it. If you're interested in computing, and develop that love, because love is constructive. You've got to keep fueling, learning, developing. And the most important thing I would tell people is don't study for the degree, but study for the knowledge. Study for excellence. Study because you want to do something. So yeah.